Hi, my name is Isaiah Hassan, and I will be summarizing the article Video Games and Computer Holding Power by Sherry Turkle. Video Games and Computer Holding Power is an article from Sherry Turkle's book, The Second Self. The article focuses on how video games affect a person's psychological state. Turkle believes that the experiences of video game players provide insight on the holding power of video games and computers. Comparison of video games to physical traditional games such as pinball and Dungeons and Dragons reflects the enhanced experience computers provide. Psychoanalysis of experienced video game players was carried out to examine the influence video games have on both children and adult players. Video game addiction, as well as the myths associated with it, were also analyzed in the article. Video games were often perceived by haters as mindless addiction, whereas Turkle referred to them as an interactive computer microworld. The computer culture through video games gives players a chance to live in rule-governed and simulated worlds. Turkle's analysis concludes that gamers and game designers both should be more self-aware when consuming or developing products.
Sherry Turkle's Video Games and Computer Holding Power does a good job of summarizing where video games came from and what they are. Turkle breaks this down in a few segments that use a mixture of experiences from a person named Jerish and real-world examples, starting off by addressing issues that some people still believe today. Turkle starts off by addressing the myth of mindless addiction, where some people feel that those who play video games are generally more prone to addiction and other negative tendencies. She explains that the reason audiences are so drawn into video games rather than TV shows or movies is because video games are interactive computer microworlds. Turkle points out that video games have a certain level of immersion that grip those that play them, as the experience can be unique to every individual. She then goes on to highlight the benefits of video games and the potential these microworlds have, as the possibilities in a game are only limited to the creator. Fast forward to our current day, video games are one of the most profitable and largely growing industries to date and is constantly growing year after year.
In terms of technological literacy, she predicted the generational gap between parents and their children. For example, since older generations did not grow up around technology, they cannot comprehend the new medium of video games. Specifically, whenever an adolescent commits a violent crime, their actions are typically traced back to their experiences playing video games. The older generations believe it negatively affects the child, subsequently solidifying Turkle's predictions. She also foresaw how video games would create a new kind of holding power. Mastering a game is a testament of domination, ranking and proving oneself. A modern-day example of this would be the speed-running subculture within gaming. Through trial and error, players painstakingly observe and learn what sequence of patterns yields the fastest results possible. Finally, Sherry brings forth the love-hate dynamic people have when it comes to their favorite video game. Today, many fans of the game, League of Legends, share a similar mindset with the girl in the cafe. This modern example illustrates how Turkle's idea of holding power within video games continue to perpetuate itself. As long as there are other players who wish to prove themselves among the rest, this new medium will continue to evolve alongside them.